Let's go, girls. Come on.
Hey y'all. Okay, so a whole new setup. I have a new clamp arm thingy that hopefully will work out better than the tripod, because at least now my hands are free. And we're gonna see how this goes. Today we're working on this right here, which is, boy, it's really up close. Silver Creek Samplers sing a sampler series. And I'm taking a note out of Miss Jan Hicks's book with the rainbow order. Today is Thursday because I'm super late because I was waiting for my arm thingy to come in. And what happened on Monday was Labor Day, so happy belated Labor Day. And we also celebrated my son's birthday since they were out of school. Let's stick this over here. Of course, I didn't thread a needle or anything to be prepped and ready for this video. Before I would do view 1 and view 2, I can't do that now. Because if I do view 2, all you're going to see is like right here in this little square. And that doesn't work. So we're going to stick with this and hopefully things don't move around too much. Things don't shake too much, I hope. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I have to do another box of 10. Okay. So, I finally get to use my Lowry stand, which makes me very happy. Because I'm used to stitching with 2 hands. And yeah. Let's see. So yeah, birthday party on Monday for the boy. Just turned 11. So his actual birthday was yesterday, which was September 4th. So that was super exciting. Had a couple of his friends come over. Had a couple of our friends with their kids come over. Hamburger and hot dogs. My son is wanting to do a science camp this year. So he asked everybody for some moolah to help pay for that. The only thing that makes me nervous is how bad this thing shakes, because I tug pretty hard. So hopefully that doesn't bother people, doesn't bother y'all too much. I'm trying to keep my hand over here as a, like a, something to stabilize it from shaking too much, but we'll see what happens. This is row 2. I'm also planning on doing my update today, because again, behind on that. But, there we go. So yeah, boy wants to go to science camp. That's in end of February, I think. Beginning of February, somewhere in there. So, he's trying to do some chores, earn a little bit of cash, so he can do a science camp. I don't know, it's been a pretty quiet week. I'm gonna have to keep counting this, I know I am, but that's okay. And prepped my Gidge boxes, which was super exciting. So those are all prepped and ready for shipment. And sold 2 scissor fobs. So those are all nicely boxed up and ready to go. And then I have 1 scissor fob, Corolla DeVille, if you're not on my Instagram, that I posted. It was created for somebody who had requested it, and then I contacted her and she's no longer interested, which is perfectly fine. No worries there. So I figured I'd just post it on my Instagram and see if I had any takers. So busy, short little week. Man, it was a short week. This whole having short days every Wednesday is killing me. killing me because I had plans to do a video yesterday, but I had to go be mommy of the year and drop off cupcakes, and ran up to one store, and man, cupcakes are ridiculous. They wanted like $9 for a 12-pack. I gotta buy for 35 kids. No way. Ran over to a different store and found a 24-pack for $13.99. I was like, yeah, that's a better deal. We'll just take these. And then after school, I was stopped by one of the teachers that works for the school. And she had asked if she could take Jonah on as, I guess like a mini coach, you would say. She does the, what is that called? I already forgot. Something cat. Cat? No. I don't remember. I'll have to ask Jonah again. Anyways, it's the special needs class, but they don't call it special needs anymore, or special education anymore. They call it something else, and I can't remember what it is. But both Jonah and Scarlett have worked with those classes before, and Jonah really enjoys working with those students and hanging out with them and playing with them and so on and so forth. So she had asked, the teacher there had asked if she could have him for the sports events, because I think in season right now is football, so they're doing a football game tonight. Where am I at? So one more row after that, I hope. And she's like, you know, I have to be extremely wary and picky of who I have as role models for my kids, and I love your son and I want to take him. And I said, okie dokie. You may have him if he's willing to go. If that's what he would like to do, then absolutely. So he's gonna go and hang out and play some football with these kids and have fun. He did the special Olympics last year with them, and he had a blast doing that, so I don't see why this would be any different. I think I have a mosquito bite on my arch on my foot. So my hand keeps disappearing because it's stinging. I have to keep an eye on my clock. And what else? I'm gonna have to start doing like a tag or something for these Stitch With Me's and my Scissor Fob Fridays. Man, my Scissor Fob Fridays are like botching it badly. Okay, let me see if I can. I think I go here. I should be 1, 2, 1, 2 down. Let me just double check. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, I probably couldn't do that twice if I tried. There we go. Now my only other dilemma is that I don't think I can flip my Lowry stand to tie off my thread without knocking you guys out. This may cause a problem. But only one way to find out, right? Right. Let's just go for it. And I go +2. Yeah. So, I'm still loving the, are we calling it Arbitrary September now? Because technically it starts in August, but I'm continuing it in September. I'm really liking seeing the progress that I'm making, except for on Crazy Cat Chloe. Man, oh man, that one's just driving me bonkers. I think when I get to the next page, when I finally finish the page that I'm on, I am not going to do the parking method. Can I do this without knocking you guys out if I go really, really slowly? Okay. Alright. Grab my scissors. There we go. And back up really, really slowly. Let's see if I can position this back to where it belongs. Hey, that wasn't too rough. Wasn't too bad, I don't think. Could have been worse. Rethread my needle here with a new one. And then I gotta figure out if I'm counted all the way over for my row up top. We'll find out. See if I can stick my fingers up here. So I know some people want to know how everybody else threads their needles. I do a pinch and pull. So I take the eye of my needle and pinch the thread over it, and then pinch really hard and pull my needle out, and then flip my needle and push the thread through the eye, if that makes... Oy, I don't know if that made any sense at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I needed 6. Perfect. Let's start here. Man, I've missed using my Lowry stand. I've been doing everything in hand. Not in hand, you know. But holding my Q-snap in hand. Which makes my wrist very angry. And it just dawned on me, this is variegated thread. I should not be doing my crosses this way. Is that alright? It's very squeaky today. My fabric. So I hope everyone had a wonderful 3-day weekend. I know we did in my house. It was nice. Like I said, we had, let's see, young gentleman I used to babysit, who was one of Scarlett's besties. The twins, there's 3. Jonah's best friend and her brother came over, so that's 5, plus my 2, that's 7. And then the 2 kids from school, so about 9 kids in the house running around. And thank goodness nothing broke, because they were upstairs running around playing laser tag and getting all sorts of crazy, while us adults sat downstairs and chit-chatted. Which was super nice. And like I said, the hubby barbecued some burgers and some hot dogs. For the first time ever, we didn't actually have enough seats at the table for the kiddos. But Jonah was so sweet, he went and grabbed one of the stepping stools that Scarlett uses for when she does the dishes. And he's like, "It's okay, Mom, I'll just sit on this." So that was cool. And then, what else has been going on this week? Has anything... I promise you, I really do leave a boring life. There's nothing really exciting happening. Although I think summer finally showed up. Holy cow, man, we've been having thunderstorms. So the heat hasn't been as bad as it typically is, usually, which has been kind of odd. I think we've hit 114-ish, maybe, for like the high all summer. Which again is weird considering last year I think our high was 120, 121-ish, somewhere in there. Heat advisory, don't go outside type deal. And this year it's just like, I mean, it's warm, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not going outside and doing a marathon anytime soon. I mean, I wouldn't do a marathon even if it was cold outside, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm not going outside to hang out anytime soon, just because it's not as hot as it has been in the past. But these last couple of days, it's been trying to pull the monsoon season, and I know some parts of Arizona have been hit, just not my area, because why? Why would it? I know some people have been talking about getting hailstorms and tons of rain, and we've got nothing. We've just got the the humidity part of it, where it's just muggy outside, but nothing's happening. We got really excited last night before last. We heard tons of thunder and we're like, oh yay, weather's coming. And then not a drop. I don't think we got a single drop of rain. Which is very misleading, if I say so myself. I was trying to peek at the camera to see if this was too overly shaky. It's just too overly shaky. I'll just try to figure out another way to do it. And we'll just have to go one more week without videos until I can get this whole... I don't know why it's annoying me so much. Usually I'm just just record it, post it, and go. But lately it's been like, no. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for something that works. Like, I have in my head what I want. I just can never find anything that wants to cooperate with me to make it work the way I want it to. So when it doesn't work the way I want it to, I get angry with the technology of stuff. This is why technology and I do not get along. So there's 1, 2, over 1. I can't wait for this one to be done. I think this is going to be one of my favorite pieces. I enjoy my BAPs, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have so many of them. But this one is really, I think, of more of sentimental value. Because this is one of my husband's favorite musicals. My mother-in-law's as well. And I had never seen it. Crazy, I know. I was a choir brat. I know all the songs. I know most of the words to all the songs. I did know all of the words in high school. But I had never actually seen the movie. So the hubby and the family, we all sat down one night and watched the movie. And then it just so happened, I don't know, like a couple days later, I happened to be watching Jan Hicks' video, and this chart came up, and I was like, oh, that's just a sign. It's a sign. I have to find that project. And then I found it, but I couldn't find it anywhere, if that makes sense. Like, everybody was sold out of it. Just very frustrating. Let me just make sure I'm on track here. 1, 2, 4, 5, and then this one. Okay. Just making sure. So I'm going to back up and go over here. So yeah, that was pretty aggravating. So then I had to wait, and I think I got the first 3 from like 123 Stitch, and then I had to order the last one from someone off of eBay. Which thankfully they were pretty much honest, and it was for the same price that I got them off of 123 Stitch. Because some people... I don't get it. Some people are like, oh, you really want this pattern? $80. What? No. I'm not paying $80 for a cross-stitch pattern. 2, 4, 6, 7. Like, I think I saw, because I'm doing the Thomas Kincaid Disneys, and I don't have all of them, and there's a couple out there that I would like to have. They want like $120 for them, and I'm like, wait a minute. It was like $44.99, and I used a 40% off coupon at the Hobby Lobby. I don't know about all this. I'm not that desperate for it. I mean, I like it, but I have plenty to stitch. 2, 4, 6, 7. So, yeah, I've got my eye on a couple of them, and I was trying to think of which ones they were, but I can't remember which ones they are, now that I'm, I think Rapunzel was one of them. I think, was there an Aladdin one? One more. think so. I think Aladdin is the one that I'm really after. Speaking of Aladdin, we just saw the Aladdin, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because, you know, Robin Williams. I understand that it's animation to human type. I get it, but still, it just didn't feel right to not have Robin Williams as the genie. But man, it was really good. It was a good movie. I'm not quite sure why Disney's on a kick of taking their cartoon movies and turning them into lives lately. That seems to be the thing going on right now. But I heard Lion King was horrible, so we're a little nervous to watch it. Not that I usually base what I watch on other people's opinions, but I can understand why it might not work out so well, or it didn't work out as well as they had hoped. Because cartoons you can just draw as cute little characters. When you computer animate them, not so much. So, but yeah, Aladdin was really good. My poor son is the youngest, oldest man in the room, and he fell asleep halfway through it. That's not right. What did I do? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Aha. Okay, we're gonna do some progging. Sorry. And it was gonna happen eventually. Just wasn't. I'm hoping it wasn't gonna happen so soon. Come on, little buddy, you can do it. One too many. That's alright. Trying to make sure I'm still in. See, and I don't have to worry as much about being in frame because nothing is really moving. Like my hands aren't pulling my frame closer to me. It's just steady on the Lowry stand. The camera's attached to the little clamp hook thingy. So that's not really moving, which is nice. I don't have to worry about bumping it. Also a plus. Okay. Now we should be in the right spot. I hope. Although I realize now this casts a shadow over where I can see. So this might be a little bit harder than I thought. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. So squeaky. I may have put it on too tight. Is there such a thing as putting it on too tight? Q snaps. It's only when I go on the top ones. Bottom ones, not so much. Must be the way I'm angling my needle. Right here. It'll squeak. Of course not, now that I've said something. You know, that's just how it works for me. Same thing happens when I try to tell my husband that there's something wrong with the computer. It doesn't do it when I say, look, watch. When he's standing there, it behaves itself. Oh, I really like the fact that it's not shaking. Okay, and then we're gonna, whoa, just kidding. Good thing that was out of focus, I hope. This is gonna be awkward, because I've got to go backwards, but that's alright. Make it work. Maybe. Stay in focus, Linda. Stay in focus. Oh, and I just hit the thing that I just said I didn't want to hit. Just kidding. Okay. So I have to remember to be wary of where I leave my chart. Where am I at? On the... Speaking of chart, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at on my chart. Okay. Sorry, pulling out more thread. Color I'm using is Color and Cotton. Focus, Linda. Linda. Thank you. And Toucan. And I try to remember to write, like if it's one of my monthlies, I try to remember to write what month it is in case someone asks. Okay. Put this guy back on here so I don't lose it. Because I won't be able to remember where I got it from. Nope. Nope. All the loops. Come on. There we go. Where did I put my needle? Okay. In the pincushion where it belongs. Who'd have thunk it? Grab one of these guys out. Stick that over there. Grab one of these. Well, just one. Just one. Whoops. Dropping thread. Okay, now we're back in business, I hope. So, did all this, got this one, now I'm over here, so we'll do the 1, 2. Figure out how I want, nope, I'm just gonna, yep, we're just gonna go for it. And my loop is not cooperating. Whoop. There we go. My next question is, because I'm working with a lot of the color cotton, well, this is color and cotton fabric, and also threads. Can you wash those, or will they bleed? Does anyone know? Because I know they say they're color fast, but I'm not sure I exactly remember what that means. So I'm scared of going through and washing it and then finding out, yeah, color fast meant bleeding. It's not the time I want to find that out. I think I'm going to have to do my X's back and forth on this one. Just so... Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 7, 1. Because this is how my scattered brain works. 3. Oh boy. There we go. So my game plan for this project, 6, 7, okay, is to get all of the outer lines, the wording done, and then come back and figure out how I want to do, like, my deer goes over, not that you can really see it, but the deer goes over here somewhere, and there are, there's like a, down here, which you can't really see, but down this way, is, like, some clouds with the sun, which makes sense, right? Drop of golden sun. But I figure I picked out all my colors for this part so far. I haven't picked out the colors for the rest of the pattern. So I'm just going to start with the colors I know. And then come back around and finish off the rest of the little pictures, I guess, is what you call them, within each little frame. Sometimes I swear I think it's Monday. Especially as soon as I hit record, because my brain just goes, meh. It just stops working. Just stops working. So my sister-in-law gave me a book called All the Light We Cannot See. So I'm starting that book. I have so many books on the go right now. There's got to be somebody else who gets me. So I read like 10 books at a time. What's happening here? Stop wiggling. I read like 10 books at a time. Remember, I have no memory. So how I remember where I left off per book, I don't know. But I have like 3 books on my Kindle that I'm working on right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hardcover books. Not hardcover, but paper books that I'm reading that sit next to me on my bookshelf over there. I think you guys can see that when I'm doing my updates. So I go, that one's done, so 2, 4, 6, 7 the other direction. Okay. And I don't know how I do it. I've been that way since I was a kid. Used to drive my mother crazy. Can't you start and finish one thing before you move on to the next? No, I cannot. I don't know why. I have no explanation for you at all. It's the whole squirrel thing, I suppose. I would love to be able to start something and finish it. I mean, I did it for school, like in class, obviously, because you start a book, you finish the book with the class, which that was fine. But at home, not so much. Couldn't do it. So therefore I should have, I think, 14 across this bottom. Let me just double check. Please hold. 12, 13. Not good. I might have to frog again, y'all. What did I do here? 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. So that should be right. Mm-hmm. Seven, but it says I should have 3 in between. I don't understand what happened. I'm counting 13 here. It says I should have 14 on my pattern. And I should have 3 free ones over here. That does not work. This, from here over, I should have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can count that high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. What is happening right now? Please hold. I'll be right back. Okay. I think I'm on the right track now. So what had happened was I had this part, even though I counted it out right, but I forgot this little 4 count here because, so you know how in some charts they have that gray strip that tells you don't stitch this part? Somehow I missed this, thinking I had counted for it, and then I looked at the chart again and saw a 3 count, not the 4 count, so I thought I was on the right track. Anyways, it happens. And this still doesn't look right. Oh my dear geez jabbers. Oh, I have to go over 2, not 1, that's why. Whew. Goodness gracious, I'm like, I counted it 3 times, before I hit record, I swear. Actually, I forgot. I can't do my X's that way. One at a time. And I got a little bit of fuzzies from when I had to frog. That's okay. It's all good. There we go. Now I can start on the E. I have no idea how long my last recording was, so I'm gonna try not making this one too long. But I also thought about doing the Stitch With Me's like Teresa does, Kitten Stitcher, where it's kind of camera to face and we're hanging out while I'm stitching. Maybe I'll go back and forth. I'll do one of these type of Stitch With Me's where it's up close and you see my stitching and not my face, and other times maybe I'll do just me sitting here hanging out. You know what you think. If anyone's made it this far, let me know what you think. Should I switch back and forth? Should I just stick with this? Yeah, I'm really excited for this project. And I'm hoping that my colors, because I'm not very good at picking out colors, are gonna work together the way I have them working in my mind. Usually it doesn't work that way, but, you know, one can try. One can try. Oh, and Jonah's little, his best friend Sienna came over yesterday and they had to make a kissing booth poster. Something about donations or something for the festival the school's about to have. And I'm like, why did you two get picked for the kissing booth? And both of them looked at me, I don't know. Like, with complete disgusting looks on their faces, like, ew. I have no idea why we got chosen for this project. They're so funny. I was telling my, because my son's like, yeah, so your mom's like my other mom. I'm like, no, she's your mother-in-law. And he kind of looked at me with like a puzzled face and he's like, mother-in-law? What is that? And I go, you know Dad's mom? And he's all, oh, see, and I did it again. Oh, oh man. My allergies are acting all crazy. Anyways, I looked at Jonah and I said, you know who Dad's mom is, right? He's like, yeah, it's Grandma so-and-so. And I'm like, uh-huh. That's my mother-in-law. I'm like, Grandma so-and-so is my mother-in-law. And he looks at me and he goes, wait. Ew. Like, I know her mom gives her as much of a hard time as we do. We just love teasing the crap out of him. They truly are just best friends. She's as athletic as they come, and that's how they met, playing football together. But it's just so cute to see the two of them. They're so funny. And it's even more awesome because her older brother is my youngest Scarlett's like best buddy. She just adores him to pieces. And I think here is where I have to do the straight across. Okay. So now this one I will go straight across and come back as to not waste so much thread, but I don't think there's that much variegation in this little section right here. I think it should be okay. So I'm gonna go over here, so that lines up with that. See if I can count this high. 2, 4, 6, 8. Because counting seems to be major difficulties, especially when on camera. Why is that? Why is it when the camera's recording, everything seems to be 10 times harder? And it really shouldn't be. Because I'm not nervous. I know darn right and well I've made so many videos at this point that I know that if I don't like the quality, I can just not put it up. It's very rare that I do that, but it does happen. 6, 8. See, I already done forgot if I did 1 or 2. Just kidding. Okay, and then I need to come down this way. I don't know if my way of stitching makes sense to anyone else. I think was the major reason why I was hesitant to do a stitch with me, because my brain just works weird. At least I think it does. Could be wrong. It's happened before, but where my brain tells me to go next, 9 times out of 10 doesn't make sense even to me. But I go with it, and it typically works out. So I don't know how many football fans we have out there, but tonight is the Packers and Bears. Any other day, I love stitching Jewel. Today is not one of them. Oh, just kidding. She's a Bears fan, I'm a Packers fan. But it's all good. Football's like politics, you don't talk about it. I'm on a fantasy league because my husband suckered me in like 3 years ago. We just need one more person. So I played, my team's called Last Place. And of course my first year I won because luck of the draw. Beginner's luck. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, oh, his name sounds nice, let's draft him. It's pretty much how I still run it. I've learned a few names now where I'm like, no, nobody else can have that guy, he's mine. But, yeah, for the most part, I like the sound of his name. I will draft you. And last year, I made it to the playoffs, and then my husband got me kicked out. He beat me. Which is odd, because in the 2 years that he and I have played in this league together, he's never beaten me. So that was rather disappointing. And then he ended up losing at the end anyway, which made me upset. Because if you're going to beat me, at least win the whole thing. I'm just saying. That's how I do football. Like football too. If somebody beats the Packers in the playoffs, I'm rooting for whoever took us out. Because if you're going to take me out of the playoffs, you might as well win the whole thing. And then if that team goes down, I just stop watching until Super Bowl. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. I just gotta hope Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt again this year. It's been bad these last couple. I swear the guys are like, just take him out. If we take him out, problem solved. It really sucks. Now, I have a feeling I lost my other tail there. We'll see what happens. I may have lost the round of thread chicken. Let me push my patterns back. Let's not make that mistake again. Yep. I may have lost it. Okay. So let's pull this guy out. You won this round, sir. Kind of weird to do this at an awkward angle. And I can't see. There we go. And let's not pull that too far. My left hand doesn't really know what it's doing, so if I can just get it started. Come on, little buddy. There we go. Oh, no! Earthquake! Sorry, we don't have those in Arizona. I hit the pole. Are we good now? My bad. See, this is all still a learning curve. It's all still a learning curve. Still gotta figure. Okay, so apparently the pole on my right hand side, bad idea. Although I don't know where else to put it. We will figure these things out as we go, I swear. Okay, let me readjust. Where are we? There? Okay. You can still see my chart. You guys can see what I'm stitching. I think I'm going to try to finish off the E, and then we'll call it good for the day. I think that's good progress, right? Finish off the R, finish the E. I'll keep going with this, because this is what my wheel chose for today. And I was working on, I remember, man, I got a lot of good progress. I don't know why my brain, again, my brain is, I don't think a scientist could help me with my brain. Or a neurologist, for that matter. But, I worked on, I remember, for those 3 days, and then the wheel chose it. Yesterday was Crazy Cat Chloe, so day before. I need 1, 2, and I need 5 in total. But for some reason my brain went, oh look, you only have 310 around the border. So just do the entire border and then fill on the inside. So that's what I've been working on. That's what I've been doing. It's also the first pattern that I'm working on with digital, because I'm usually a paper highlighter type of person. I think I'm starting to understand the fascination of the digital thing, though. The only thing that scares me about digital, though, is that, first off, it's technology, which means at some point it's going to get eaten. Even though it's saved on 3 different computers, and a tablet, and the cloud, and on the OneDrive, somehow I'm going to lose it. I just know it. It's going to happen. And I'm going to be very upset. But I am starting to truly understand the fascination of doing it on digital. It's so much easier to just take a stylus and click where I want to highlight. It's so nice. I get it. Doesn't mean that's what I'm going to stick to, because again, paper highlighter type person. Because technology. Let me see if I can. It's kind of like with my Gidge boxes. My husband's got it on like this whole Excel sheet, and he's got the whole spread going, and I'm looking at him going, I will buy a happy planner with some grid paper, and I will draw out my lines, and I will be happy. Because that's just how that's just how my brain works. I don't think anyone could explain it to me. I'm hoping there's someone out there who's like, no, I get it. I don't understand it either, but I get it. Because sometimes it's hard when you confuse yourself and you can't understand why you work a certain way. Because it just doesn't make logical sense. And I feel like we're crooked again. I must be, let me tighten my bar here. Okay, almost done with this E. I think I was able to concoct enough rambling for this video. Hopefully it'll be better with my scissor fobs, because I'm not going to be using the webcam. I will be using my phone. So, because the biggest thing with the webcam that's making me angry is I don't know where the microphone is. And it sounds like I have my hand over my mouth the entire time I'm talking. That's just terrible. Okay, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 there. I'm hoping to get the words on this block done today. Not quite sure how well that'll go. But speaking of Jan Hicks, has everybody seen her patterns? I mean, we can't see them yet because her shop's not open. Because in case you didn't know, she's doing a shop with a bunch of full coverage pieces of her own freaking photos that she took. Oh man. My husband has a Hawaiian beach theme going on in his office, and I think I'm gonna have to ask him which one's his favorite and then stitch that one up for him for his office, because yes. And they're gonna be pretty good sized pieces too, because I think the one that I was interested in was like 520 something by like 520 something, like 151 colors. Oh man, I'm in. I know she was asking about you know, when you're stitching, is it more colors the better type thing? I think the way Michelle does it with the Hades, she's got the perfect recipe down, where it's not too many colors, but you're not losing any detail either because of the colors. But with Jan Hicks pictures and stuff, with the sunsets and the way the water meets the gray sky, I think sometimes more color is necessary to bring that out. Did I go too far? There, 1, 2. No, okay. I think it might be necessary, but I'm super excited. I can't wait for her to be like, grand opening, and then I'm gonna go and tell the husband, pick one. And then I'll stitch it for his office here at home. It's gonna take me 20 years, but that's all good. It's okay. Whoa, Linda, what happened? I just realized we were out of focus. Are we good now? Are we good? Okay. So yeah, I'm super excited for her in that adventure. I get so excited when people are like, yay, I'm starting something new. And I'm like, yay! Good for you. Let me know how it goes. I'm so excited for you. I just think it's so exciting to see other people's success. It's inspiring. I was going to say inspirational, but that was wrong. I mean, along the same lines for the word, but it's inspiring when you see other people. It's like Michelle Garrett, her husband just opened up their new website, which is, oh my gosh, super exciting for her and her family, because why not? Hey, Linda. Psh, Linda, focus. Focus. There. Super excited. And I love the fact that Michelle's hubby is now Mr. Bendy. She's Michelle Bendy, so he's Mr. Bendy, just like my husband is Mr. Gidge. Alright. So we got the R done, even with the flub up, and the E done, and I'm going to keep going with a drop of golden sun. And I will see you guys probably later in the next video. I'm not sure if we're going to post 2 at the same time, but we'll see what happens. I have to do my updates. So I'll see you guys in the next one.